Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How's life and such, everybody?
That's doing pretty good.
Life-tastic for the millionth week in a row.
The millionth week.
I'm still alive this week, so I'm happy about that. I really am.
Yeah.
School, you're like the biggest pain in the rear there ever was.
Yes.
Anything. But, at least it's over. It's the weekend. I'm happy. I'm glad we don't have these on Sunday anymore. We had these on Sunday, I'd be like, nope, this is a terrible day. But it's Friday, so I'm like, yeah, this is great.
Yep. It has been an interesting, 2 weeks, because it's actually been 2 weeks since we recorded one of these. So, yeah. We have a pretty interesting episode lined up today in a couple respects, most notably being that we have a guest. But also, because it's been 2 weeks since we did one, we have a boatload of news to talk about. Ironically, no Halo 4 news this week, because there really has not been anything of significance besides leaked campaign spoilers, which I'm not gonna search for to talk about. So.
Come on. Snape kills Dumbledore.
Not
what?
What?
Dumbledore dies. No, I'm just kidding. No, sorry, I was thinking of Dobby dies.
He dies? I never read that book.
Wow.
No, seriously, that's news to me. I stopped reading after the 4th book.
Wow.
Wow.
You spoiled it for me.
Wow.
How could you do that?
At least you have it in a humorous light, unlike a former host.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
What's going on?
No,
The Dobby dies incident.
Oh, I don't remember that.
nor do
That was like
anticlimactic.
mere freaking out about Dobby dying or something
Oh,
like that.
I remember that.
That was that out.
I don't remember that. I remember that.
Okay, so as far as episode intros go, this is probably one of our most interesting. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get things started. I'm Messinek.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus. And our guest
Is Heir the Chronicler.
Yes. Some may know you as Mask Maker Extraordinaire.
Something like that.
Some may not know you at all, but they will after listening.
Probably not.
Yep.
Though I'll listen all the same.
Yeah. And this is TTV episode. This happens to me every week. I forget the episode number.
Yes. I think it's 30.
episode
So-
X.
You-
45. 45. TTV
45.
episode 45.
Yes.
Ooh, my favorite
42
caliber.
or 45?
You should read off the episode number in Roman numerals. Make it more interesting.
You know, that's actually a good idea.
What have you
Thank
done?
you.
TTV episode. Give me a second.
XXXX5.
No. Isn't it like it's LV? No, LX.
No.
No.
I'm trying to think.
What have you done?
IL.
Damn it. ILV. Okay, good.
Alright.
Nice to know.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. As did I. Maybe it's I. Wait, isn't it IVL? Whatever. Let's go.
Whatever. Hands up in the air. Let's roll forward.
Yes. Okay. So without further ado, we'll go into our first segment. You know it, you love it. You know it, you hate it. The news. In the news this week, we have Lego Batman movie announced. More heroes and villains incarnate in Lego. Fascinating new Faber files. Give Lego your story ideas. Watch out for the deep sea serpent. What's blue and white and red all over? And finally, 2013 Legends of Chima set revealed. That is the news. Let's jump straight into some good old commentary.
If I may, I can answer that.
Commentary.
What's blue and white and red all over?
I don't
A
know.
club seal floating in the ocean.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
terrible.
Wow.
You're like
That
cruel and unusual, man.
that was statistic. I'm proud of you, LJ. I was going to
did not
say
see that one coming.
a half-eaten tabby cat, but yes, yes, that works too. I don't know where the blue fits in, but like it fit.
It's the water. Water.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about my example, but yes, yes, that works. Let's go.
Eyes.
Oh, eyes.
Alright, so first of all, there's a Lego Batman movie that has been announced. And it was announced at New York Comic Con, which we did not actually do a New York Comic Con coverage like we did for the San Diego Comic Con. Just because, I'll be honest, not really anything interesting got revealed at New York Comic Con.
Like the New York Comic Con, it's sort of like, how do I say this? It's like the little brother of San Diego Comic Con. It's always like trying to be the big brother, but just it can't measure up. It's just San Diego is where it's at, and like everything else is they always save. They save everything for San Diego Comic Con. And you have like E3, and you have all these big news coverages, and you get to New York Comic Con. Yeah, that's
So
sort of everything.
I'm not really familiar with Comic Con. So New York Comic Con is like the little brother who always wants to drink, but every time he looks at his license, he's still not 21. So
Yes.
it just
Yes.
doesn't work out.
And then he sort of gets drunk and lies on the road for a couple of years, and then someone picks him
The
up.
adopted child.
It's like, I'm being serious. I think the only noteworthy things that even happened at like New York Comic Con were Lego related.
Well, wasn't the Iron Man 3 trailer released?
Dude, I don't even know. The Iron Man 3 trailer, people have been talking about that since San Diego Comic Con. Yet we just
That
actually
is
got
true.
it on October 23rd.
That's true. I forgot about that. They did actually show it there.
I think they started showing the previews, the stupid trailers for the trailer.
Oh man, those. It's like when you need a commercial for your commercial, you need help.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay, so I haven't read anything about it. Have they released any details about the Batman movie? Like,
Well,
instead of being dark and brooding, is Batman gonna be like cute? I mean,
I
I'm not sure
don't
what to
know.
expect.
All they've said, it's expected to be out in 2013 and have major players from the DC universe, both good guys and bad guys, be present. There's like no other details. We don't know the tone, but I'd assume it'll follow, in line with the kind of Lego kind of style they go for.
So like I was saying, it's gonna be like Dark Knight, only cute. Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be like
Yeah,
the old
I'm in
Batman.
charge of it, so
Adam
I can
West.
confirm its cuteness.
I did watch the trailer. The trailer is basically like a compilation of cutscenes from the video game. So like I'm not sure if the entire movie will be a compilation of cutscenes from the video game. But that's.
Well, I actually I'm kind of thinking. So it'll be more like what was it? Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin, only with Lego figures.
Oh no.
Where
Maybe. Well, I mean, the good thing about Lego is that they actually know they're trying not to take stuff seriously. Well, Batman and Robin,
Yeah.
like, we're taking this seriously, and it was just so bad. That's what really, made the movie. The campy Adam West, sort of that kind of Batman, they didn't take that really seriously at all, and that's entertaining to watch sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Etc.
But yes.
No. Okay, moving on.
Another bit of superhero stuff which actually happened at the New York Comic Con now that, the Batman movie. Then we have actually a bunch of sets got revealed, and we have Actually, all the sets have pretty much been revealed at this point. So, you know, we have the Dark Knight Rises set, which is... You know what, I need to, like, take a second and actually find out their proper names and get the actual pictures. Instead of just going on BZP's article, which just has 2. Got to step up my game. I'll just head over to Brick Set. They have it all.
I actually haven't seen these. Could you pass along the link?
Sure, as soon as I track down.
Getting your Bloodhound thing going again?
Yeah.
What's that? Is it news? Trail, news.
What's that?
This is
Smells like news.
Dude, this isn't even news. This is like old. I knew about this like 2 weeks ago. I'm just trying to get it all.
I know.
Wait.
He showed it 2
Smells
weeks
like
ago.
smells like olds.
I was just gonna say.
Wow. You mock me now, but yeah.
You'll
Stuff from 2
regret
weeks
it
ago
later.
still being new to me.
Okay.
I mean,
Here we go. I've got it all. So first off, we have 76001, the Bat versus Bane Tumbler Chase.
Ooh.
I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on this.
well, at least it's on Tumblr and not on Facebook. Hey, okay.
Wow.
Watch it, Paolo. Gonna get a
But-
smackdown in a sec here.
This Tumblr is like hilariously inadequate. I mean, the look at that. Like, look at the the extensions for the wheels in the front. Those are flag stem things, right? They're like the flaps that you put to make your ship, sort of look kind of cool. What is this?
Lacking of a front and back.
It's a bit lacking in structure. Period.
Yeah.
So
The bat looks cool.
this is like the daycare version of the Dark Knight, or the
Yes.
Dark Knight Rises, rather.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Because I'll be honest, that's my first impression, that this looked like the sort of plastic toys you find in like the
Yeah,
kiddie
daycare
section.
bins, yeah.
for- yeah.
Yeah.
Except it's Lego,
Like
so
it's
it's
me.
of higher quality. But yeah, it's
Good point. Yeah.
Well, it's-
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. We should do this all the time. Okay. I remember Lego saying once that they were not going to make a Dark Knight Rises set, and yeah, liar, pants and fire. Good grief.
I kind of wish they
There you
hadn't. This is underwhelming.
well, never fear, because now we have the second DC set. That was actually, this was not revealed at New York Comic Con. This was like found on some obscure shopping site, but it wasn't actually me that found it. It was someone else. We have 76000 Batman versus Mr. Freeze, Aquaman on ice.
What? Aquaman? No one likes Aquaman.
That's my reaction exactly. I hate what they're doing to superhero
It
line.
still exists.
Its entire form. Like they're like we have access to every person in the DC universe. Like they've actually shown that with Lego Batman. They have like a ton of people, in minifigure form for Lego Batman. And they're like, yes, we're gonna make 1 year. We're gonna do like all Batman sets that we've already done before, and one Superman and Wonder Woman set. And then they're like, and everyone's like, oh yes, we're not. Are you gonna? What are you gonna do next? Are you gonna do Green Lantern? Are you gonna do Flash? Are you gonna do like maybe Cyborg? Maybe some of the Teen Titans.
Got it, guys. I've got it. Let's do Aquaman.
Yeah,
Here,
let's do Aquaman. The guy that literally sucks fish pee. Like let's do this guy. Let's do it.
And
He breathes fish pee. How is that?
it's hilarious because look at this set. Look at what's actually going on. Aquaman is trapped in ice, and it's up to Batman to save him.
This is a sad commentary on Aquaman.
It's so pathetic. They can one Justice League set.
Okay,
Like
so,
It shouldn't be so hard.
so Lego wants you to spend money on a set they made to pick on Aquaman. I like it.
Yeah. And it's like Batman's in a white suit for some reason. It's like Arctic Batman, but at the same
Damn.
time, I don't know. It would be like camouflage if he wasn't actually driving a black and yellow boat.
Yeah, I know, right? There's that one scene in Young Justice where they do like an Arctic Renaissance near the this Fortress of Solitude, and everybody has white uniforms. It works very well. They all blend in. But Batman is like, he's driving a giant black like jet ski over the ice, and he's like, the one thing he's like, we need to blend into this environment. I'm gonna make a white suit. Like, forget my vehicle. I'm wearing a white suit. That's gonna fool people.
Yeah.
There you go.
LJ, what are your thoughts on Aquaman on ice? LJ.
LJ.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
No, not at all. Keep trying to think about it now.
My thoughts are, it's ridiculous. It's a waste of time on Lego's part, and they should have had another better DC comic book hero to make an appearance, like, I don't know, Tahu.
Good grief.
The Bionicle comics were published by DC.
I know, but he's not a DC Comics character. The license is not retained by DC.
Well, it is now, so be quiet.
Breaks out his lawyer foo. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, next up there are two Marvel sets, and then those are all the sets that are actually going to be in the line. So we have 76005, Spider-Man Daily Bugle Showdown.
Ooh.
And then 76004, Spider-Man Spider Cycle Chase. These are both based on the terrible cartoon show Amazing Spider-Man, I think it's called.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah. Ultimate. See, I don't even know its name. I don't care enough.
No.
Ultimate.
Spectacular Spider-Man is the word. That's it. I can't believe that Lego would do this. They get the best license they have literally gotten in years. They have the license to do pretty much every superhero. I mean, there's indie publishers and there's, Dark Horse and, Image and all that. But really, this is basically every superhero. They can do whatever they want with any superhero out there. And they choose to release 4 sets this year. And all of them are underwhelming. And all of them don't contain the characters you want to see.
It's hilarious because they get these 2 licenses. They get Marvel and DC. With DC, they choose to do Batman and Aquaman. And with Marvel, they choose to do Ultimate Spider-Man. It's like, who are they trying to appeal to here?
I don't know. It's definitely not comic book fans. No, what little kid has heard of Aquaman? Like, what little kid is like, for Halloween, I want to be Aquaman. I want to dress up like this orange and green pajama pant.
Wait,
combo
is the
thing.
whole set dedicated to Aquaman, or is it just the Batman and Aquaman thing?
It's Batman and Aquaman.
Yeah.
Well, it's not exactly the same.
Yeah,
Kids
but
don't really care about the reasoning behind what's going on. They just want the set.
It has Batman in it.
Yeah.
He's in a white suit.
Arctic Batman.
White Batman, good enough for me.
White. Okay.
Wow. You went there, didn't you? You went there.
Nope. He's wearing a white suit. What are you talking about? He's already white under his suit. I don't think that's a big issue.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So how do we feel about these Spidey sets?
I kinda dislike them.
Minifigures. Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom. You can't beat Doctor Doom. I like how they even have his little Doom skirt thing. Whatever that is.
I know. I noticed that. Doctor Doom is a very imposing villain when he's done right, but he's not done right in Ultimate Spider-Man.
I'm not seeing the relevance of Doctor Doom being in the set.
Neither do I. I think it's like a Doom bot or a Doom plane is attacking the Daily Bugle, which is also 2 stories high and the size of my bedroom. But yeah, what I don't really get is why is there a trash compactor trash bin thing? Right?
I have a question. What's the orange thing?
The world may never know.
Oh yeah,
I'm
the
just-
orange. You mean like that, like
Yes.
The thing
that?
that looks like a
There's
brick
only
separator.
one orange thing there.
Well, Heir, you just answered your own question. It's a brick separator, pretty much.
Why does it come with a brick separator?
It's actually funny. I think all the sets come with a brick separator now. I'm not entirely
Oh,
sure.
cool. So your dedicated enthusiast can end up with like 10,000 of them. Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but
Okay, so I have a question. Who's the guy in the red and the yellow and the blue?
Oh, that would be Nova.
Okay.
no.
Nova, the human rocket, he was a lot better in Ultimate Comics Spider-Man. Not Ultimate Spider-Man
not
TV show,
Ultimate.
but the Ultimate Universe. It's a long convoluted story. You know comics. You know, it's like
Okay.
comics is like we got to reboot, and like people are dead, come back. Nova, he's supposed to be, I mean, depending on which one you read. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into that. It's kind of irrelevant at this point. But yeah, he's Nova,
Fair
and the guy next to him, I think I'd like to say it's the Beetle, but I'm not sure. It's a new design. It might be the Fly or the Beetle.
It's Beetle.
It's Beetle. Okay.
Okay, so I'm kind of wondering why. What's the name of Spider-Man's boss there? Can't remember it.
J. Jonah Jameson.
JJJ.
Yeah, him. I'm kind of wondering why he has a camera, and that I thought the entire theme of like all the Spider-Man stories was that Spider-Man is supposed to get pictures of himself, or else he gets fired. I thought that was like
Yeah. Well, I think
Spider-Man's whole story.
he just gave Jonah his camera. And he's like, "Hey, look at all these cool pictures I took of Spider-Man," and then boom, Doctor Doom
Okay,
attacks. It's
So
like,
Spider-Man swings in, hands Jonah a camera, and he's like, "Take your own pictures," and then goes off and saves the world. Okay.
Peter Parker told me to give these things to you, coincidentally, of myself.
I like the
yeah.
I like the segmented billboard on the building that I'm just kind of staring at.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's the guy in the red and blue with the white eyes? I'm just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose that
Okay.
is all.
That's Superman. This is new costume.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so the last Ultimate Spider-Man set, I have to admit that I like the green car. There's just something about it I like.
That is a pretty cool car.
It's a nice design, but it's not even the Spider Cycle. It doesn't look anything like this. Oh wait, he's riding the Spider Cycle. That's kind of dumb. My bad. But yeah, it reminds me. I guess what they based it off was the actual spider buggy. Like in the 1970s, they created a spider buggy for Spider-Man. Like the Human Torch built it for him, and it was a promotion thing to help get him money, and it would like turn into a normal car and then turn into the spider car, the spider buggy, and like it could drive up walls and that.
I was gonna say the whole theme of this thing is that these things are supposed to be driving around on the walls because that's so clever, guys.
I know,
Okay.
right? Yeah, I think that's what this is based off. I don't really see why Nick Fury would have a car that can
Yeah.
drive
no.
on walls when he can actually have, planes, hovercraft.
Yeah,
Just,
I mean, and anyone who has an aircraft carrier that can fly, I mean,
yeah,
this guy doesn't mess around.
yeah. I'm loving Venom though.
Venom is a very cool design.
I'm okay with him.
It's awesome. Well, I've said before how I dislike, the fact it's kind of minor, but Spider-Man's torso is blue and it has a printed red decal on top of it, as opposed to being red and having some blue decals on top of it. It's not a big thing, but it looks kind of odd, and the red sort of gets faded in the torso area because of that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, it's kind of a nitpick, but
Yeah.
You're allowed to nitpick.
Now, what the feature on this set that I'm really excited about is it has a flick fire missile, guys.
Oh yeah,
We know
those
we
dudes.
have-
Oh,
dudes.
yes.
I love those.
those are. Those things are they're worth the entire set. Just-
Flick fire missiles, guys.
Well.
I'm just so excited at more of those.
Okay, so next up on the news, we actually have some Faber files info, but I'm like gonna temporarily skip that because LJ's having like some issues, and that's kind of his deal.
Okay.
So we'll just like skip to the next thing.
LJ has issues?
Well, he's having internet
Yes,
issues.
yes.
Oh, no,
Or-
I understand.
No.
Okay.
LJ has plenty of issues. Dropping out of the call being one.
So the next bit of
Okay.
news is give LEGO your story ideas. And basically what this is, they're looking for ideas for new story themes, and they want to hear from you. And you can check out this presentation they give for details on what you have to do to submit what you think LEGO should make. You have until November 15th to send in your ideas.
So is this where LJ sends in his idea, bring Bionicle back?
That was the first thing you said. They're very clear in the rules. You know, they actually had to make a rule in Cusco because of that. So many people are like doing bring back Bionicle Cusco projects. You have to create a rule that says you
Cusco
cannot
again?
ask- You cannot ask for so and so to be brought back.
Yes.
How old do you have to be to do this again?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I don't feel like checking their presentation to find out.
Right. I mean, I think it's neat. I kind of feel like they're probably just doing like, hey, let's do this media thing to make it seem like we actually care about people's opinions, and then we'll do whatever we want anyway.
That's what I was thinking.
So,
It's a good PR stunt to just like do this. Very little work it probably took to actually set this thing up, and to have it
Yeah.
out there, you know, gives them a good bit of.
it's like we're gonna pay a staff of professional designers and then ask 12-year-olds for their story ideas.
Yeah.
I know, right? That's yeah.
But
About that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that strikes me is that we don't get anything out of it. Like if I win, I still have to pay for the sets I created.
Hey,
way.
but you get the royalty on it.
No, you don't. By submitting
yeah?
your thing to this, you submit you submit basically all the stuff that you created for Lego. It exclusively belongs to Lego. That's the term of the agreement.
Wait, what? But wasn't there that thing with like Minecraft? They were saying the 1% royalty we get from this goes to charity or whatever they said.
To charity.
No.
Yeah.
That's for Cusco. This is for
Oh,
Okay,
did
help
you
me out,
change
Wolf.
it all of a sudden?
what
I
is
guess.
Cusco? Help me out here. I
No,
don't know what
it's
it is.
called Lego Cuso, and it is where people submit their ideas, and if it gets 10,000 votes, sort of like in a petition way, then they're gonna evaluate it, and then if it works out, they're gonna turn it into a set for sale.
Uh-huh.
They did it with Minecraft and then some other stuff that was not actually available in the US, if I recall correctly.
Fair enough.
And I do stress the name is Cuso, not Cusco. It's not the Emperor's New Set.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
it's an odd name to begin with. I'm not sure what the deal was behind choosing it, but
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably Japanese or something.
Next up, we
Every-
have a selection of 2 different mocks, which, whenever BZP does their member spotlight, not the actual old member spotlight, but member creation spotlight, I guess I should say, I always try and mention it because I'm of the belief that if they did more frequent creation spotlights on the front page like Eurobricks does and like other LEGO sites do, maybe they wouldn't have such boring news 90% of the time.
indeed.
So we have the Deep Sea Serpent by Lord Oblivion, and then Elixia by Ballum. And both of these are pretty cool mocks. I'll just kind of link both of them. I am especially partial to the Serpent for a couple reasons. I really enjoy how he did that construction, but then, Elixia, it's cool too.
To be completely honest, it always kind of irks me when they do the mock spotlight or this whatever spotlight. And they haven't done this in forever, and they do it for the famous people. The people that you would stop by to see what mock it would make anyways. Like Lord Oblivion, I've seen him do some really cool stuff before, and if I just happened to be browsing the mocks, forum, I'd probably click on what he had to offer. Same with Ballum, or Balloom, or I mean, he's a staff member, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
No.
I guess he's just
No?
an outstanding citizen.
OBZPC.
Oh, okay. I always get confused.
I see what you
All right.
mean. It's like,
But yeah.
I like that they're putting stuff on the front page, but it kind of defeats the purpose.
I wouldn't mind it if
Yeah.
they did it more often. If they
Yeah.
did, like, then I'm totally for it. But like when you don't do it for a long time and you're like, oh, we're breaking this to bring you something that everybody else already checked out before, kind of.
I guess I'm kind of thinking that, with the community shrinking and featuring, their member stuff and really, playing up the community aspect would be kind of a cool thing to do. But I don't know. I don't run the place.
No, I like the idea of community aspects. Just like,
Yeah.
the famous people are like people who like Mox are already going to check him out. So like putting him
Yeah.
on the spotlight, it's kind of circumventional.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know if they run them anymore, but back when they had the art contests, you had like the obligatory BZP like 2 or 3 girl artists who pretty much just won everything because everyone wanted to vote for the girl, and that's your whole contest. Or other really well known people that it's just like, oh, this guy's good, I'm gonna vote for him. It was really kind of underwhelming.
Yep. They recently had an art contest.
They had a comic contest.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Is Pohuaki still hosting those?
No,
Oh, man. Oh,
Ever since the
Pohuaki.
forums came back, he has been retired.
He's
Yeah.
been replaced by Wind Rider, who's admittedly pretty cool, but Pohuaki was Pohuaki. He was great.
I'll no comment. Let's just keep going. There's no
All
comment.
right. Well,
I just
this-
want to note before we move on, this is definitely not the first time Lord Oblivion's been featured. He was featured last month as well,
Real.
and we
Yeah.
covered that too.
Wow.
All right, so
I was gonna say we should save it for TTV Trash Talk Venture. But, okay.
Trash talk venture.
Oh,
Yes.
I gotta write down all these name ideas for future stuff. But yeah.
about the mocks themselves, the deep sea serpent, I'm honestly kind of underwhelmed by, but that's just me. It's just not really the sort of thing that I like.
Yep.
Maybe that's just me. The Elixia there almost looks like a scale model and less like it was built out of Lego, so I'm really grooving that.
Yeah. I don't know, for the deep sea serpent, I can see why you wouldn't like the overall look of it. For me, I just kind of had to applaud the parts usage.
The parts usage is very clever, but I sort of agree with Heir here. It's not like bad, but it's not as overwhelming as I thought it'd be.
It's like cool parts usage for what looks like something you might buy your 6-year-old. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Let's see what else we
The
got on
body's-
this list.
The body's pretty small to support the head for the deep sea serpent.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's like the head's so big, and it's like
I know.
comically big.
I don't
He's
see how. I
deep
don't know if he
sea.
could swim with that. Like his head would probably just weigh his entire body down.
Well, to quote Greg Farshty, the Bionicle universe does not obey our laws of physics, so that sea serpent
Unless-
can do whatever he wants.
Unless it's convenient for him, then it's like, oh yes,
Yeah.
physics apply in Bionicle. But
Hmm,
if it's not, then like, nope, no physics, nope.
I wrote myself into a corner. Magic Zamor time. Okay, I'll stop.
Critical hit. No, I'm just kidding.
What magic?
Okay,
Magic is that. Wow. No.
And I
All right.
do want to say a thing about Elixia. It looks pretty cool, but the torso's pretty thin, and I really hate how people, when they try to feminize their sets, always put the 2 Roxy heads in there. It doesn't work for this one.
Yeah. It does look kind of strange.
The feminization of Bionicle character has been like Bionicle mocks. It's been such a topic of debate for a long time. But basically, yeah, the 2 Roxy heads, no. Just,
Yeah, it worked for Rudaka. It's not going to work for very much else.
Yeah, like try.
I think the biggest issue about the feminization here is that until you actually pointed out the Roxy heads, I thought the character was a guy. That's just me.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like I exactly thought that, but I wasn't thinking too much about it. Like, I sort of like assumed it was kind of a guy-ish character.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, giant war robot with missiles on his shoulders, and I pretty much left it at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, next
I
up.
didn't really care.
It's hard to say, like, to Lego, can you please make better, pieces for us to mock something with?
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really, Lego's not going to be like, oh, we created new, like, more accurate pieces for you to use in that endeavor. That's, yeah.
Well, that's
So-
what you have. That's what you have people like me for. Is I just take what's there and then I chop it up and it works. I actually have a couple of Glatorian that I built that they're held together by hot glue because I couldn't figure out any way to make pins hold them together. So I'm like, whatever.
Wow. That's really interesting. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
People.
speaking of very interesting, we now next up have a new Lego theme. It's been talked about for quite a long time based on the name alone. We finally have
Oh,
pictures of it. Legends of Chima, or Chima, however it's pronounced. I don't know.
I feel like I should be offended. I feel like me and Indy should just be like, just automatically offended at that.
Wow.
But I'm not even Chinese, so
Shut up. Shut up.
The offensiveness is not there.
We have a bunch of sets. First of all, that set we'll go over first. It is called Razkal's Raven Glider. Now that picture will tell you a lot about this theme as a whole.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing! Chima is gonna be so awesome!
It is basically a bunch of animal people riding around in animal-shaped vehicles, fighting other animal-shaped vehicles.
Can you imagine if we did this? Like, imagine if we rode in like a vehicle that looked like a human. Like, just imagine that. Like this guy's like a human raven, and he's flying around in a raven. That sort of defeats the purpose there, bud.
Yo,
You know?
dog, we're like
I hadn't
ravens,
thought of
so
it that
the
way.
ravens
That's a
in
good
your
point.
ravens so you can fly while you fly.
But yes, this set. What are your thoughts, guys?
I like the minifigure wings. I'd be interested to know if they flap.
They do not.
No,
Deny.
Well,
you didn't even let me down easy.
Nope.
yeah. It'd be not like the Batwing. Isn't there not one Batwing set which has the wings that flap? Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I guess they could have done it for this one.
Here's a
I
slightly
also-
small.
Yeah.
I'm
not- Okay, yeah. I'm not terribly disappointed by the set. No, it actually looks kind of interesting, and I'm interested to see what Lego does with this set. There's something about the box art and like the logo and the way they're presenting everything. It looks just a bit more, I guess, mature than their other lines. I mean, the Raven face on the end of the Chima box, that looks pretty intimidating. Doesn't look like that Ninjago half ninja mask ninja thing. It actually looks kind of like they're trying to take this a bit more seriously. So
Well, speaking of intimidating, the animal factions, there are like multiple different factions for each different animal species in this line. The villains are the ravens and the crocodiles. So I guess we'll go ahead and get into the next set. Crawley's
Wait.
reptile grabber.
Why can't that bird be happy? This is not gonna get kids to buy this. It needs to be a
What?
happy, smiling bird on the side.
Yes. Does that look intimidating, Kai?
not as much.
Because the crocodiles are the main villains.
You'd think the crocodiles would be
it's a crocodile, all right.
like they would have this open maw of a mouth and like all these
Okay.
razor sharp teeth. But
All
nope.
right, I have to take my earlier comment back. I'm pretty sure they are accepting story ideas and set designs from 12-year-olds.
That is pretty true of this one. You can't get like animal people and animal like cars fight each other. Not by
This
12-year-old.
Yeah, this just I'm not feeling it. It's like I'm gonna take my like toys from when I was like 6, but I'm 12 now, so I'm gonna put Lego figures on them, and I have this crocodile thing, and I don't know. I'm not feeling it. It
Yeah.
just does nothing for me.
I want you to look at that next set that I posted, and I want you to tell me what does that remind you of when you first see it, the face.
A cat.
It's supposed to be
Teddy bear.
It's supposed to be a lion.
Okay.
A
Okay,
lion?
Lennox.
That does not look like a lion. That made me think of a dog.
Well, I mean, think of a bear, sort of. You know, like
I saw the cat right off.
Yeah.
Species confused animal.
That's Lennox's lion buggy.
Oh, boy.
Lennox. Are you
Lennox.
kidding me?
No.
Lennox.
No, it's right there.
Good grief.
We took the word lynx and took all the cool out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly the thought process that went into this.
Oh, eagles.
Yes.
This reminded me of that one guy from Knight's Kingdom. That one blue knight. That was
yeah.
like, he had the hawk symbol motif going on for him. I don't know. For some reason, it reminded me of him.
This is
straight off.
one of 2 sets in the entire line that, while I don't like it, I still think the concept's strange. I can actually look at this and be like, okay, this took some work to actually get it to look like the animal it's supposed to represent. I kind of see where they're.
I like the little raven speeder thing better. I like that. That's the first thing in this that I've actually really liked.
Yeah.
Does this bird have a V8 engine on its back?
I don't know.
Pretty sure it does.
Like, the one thing that kind of gets me is the feet. They look kind of immobile or kind of clunky there.
Yeah,
The legs look weird.
I was just thinking that looks like something that like I would have built here at home. With all the innovative design that we've seen, this just feels very 2002.
Yeah. It's a bird with some blocks added for legs.
Yeah,
Then little decal feet.
No, it's like what Will Brever used to do. Like, I'd create this great ship, and he'd be like, "Oh, this needs wheels," and he just puts wheels at the bottom of the ship. And that's sort of what it's like. The top part of that bird is really well done. Like, I like the sort of creativity that went into this. You know, the cockpit, how the cockpit is like, you know, has a beak at the end. That's great. The feet, they just looked like someone just like, oh man, this needs feet. And they just like built something really quick and just snapped it on the bottom.
I'm curious to see what y'all think of the next set. There are 4 sets remaining.
Wait, Kahi. What do you think of the seriousness and maturity now of Chima with that eagle face next to the logo?
Eagle face isn't too bad, and like, you know, the minifigure isn't too bad either. Reminds me of like Hawkman, honestly. You know, like that whole motif. Anyhow, yeah, Hawkman.
I see some mocking potential here for the bits, but the sets themselves, I'm just, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Yes, Hawkman, more underrated character.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have this one's good. This one's Wax's Wolf Tracker. Okay.
Okay.
Oh yes, this one.
Yes. This one, indeed.
They ripped off Bulk
Yes.
3.0's head and placed it onto this tracker.
Yes. And wow, just wow. That mock. Yes.
Okay,
On air, yes.
What is this? Am I looking at what I think I'm looking at? It's a wolf head on wheels with a cannon on the back. Okay. Now here, I'm gonna admit something slightly embarrassing and personal, which is that my girlfriend loves wolves and she actually likes Lego. She insisted on that we bought the Ninjago big red mech thing, and then she built it. And she's going to insist that I buy this for her.
Yeah, that's like that's great.
I hope it's not trolls.
Whoa. Alright.
Wow.
Alright, that's an in joke. That's like beyond an in joke, but that's funny.
That's like, how about that intimidating wolf head?
I like it.
Intimidating. I think it's created quite the opposite.
It like I love the wolf head. It's just the wheels. The wheels sort of ruin it for me. Like the
Wheels
wolf
with
head isn't
spikes.
too bad, but like it's the wheels. They just look so big and kind of goofy. And
It's
like just
wheels with teeth on them. You
Yeah.
can't question.
But I do kind of like this set. I'm not gonna lie. I do like
Me
where
too.
they're going with it.
Does the jaw like? Oh, the lower jaw is like the axle, so it opens and closes. Wow. So I wonder if it does work.
as you
Yeah,
wheel the. No, okay, that's cool. That is cool.
Yeah. Okay, I got it now.
Out of all of these, this is probably the best one.
Yeah. I like the eagle mini figure too. I actually don't mind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is one of the more creative set designs that Lego's been coming out with.
Still, I would have been cooler with this if it was in Monster Fighters or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Monster Fighters.
Yeah.
This would have been a perfect werewolf set, and they put it here instead.
Well, never fear, because now to roll in and fight the evil wolves, we have yet another lion vehicle. For the lions are the good guys, obviously. We have Laval's Lion Quad.
What?
Did they just say lion quad?
Yes, yes, they did.
Oh.
What the heck?
It has an adorable face.
Like Lego Batman.
Yeah, it's cute.
Wow.
Okay, I'm not feeling it. The wolf one I liked. This is just
Yeah.
That lion
I
head's
get
a little
you.
too far back.
it's something. The forward track design looks really bad. It looks like a half finished
Yes.
mod.
It's like
The one
the
that-
dude's driving it, and then he has his buddy manning the turret on the back.
that's a
Okay,
that's a
here's
ridiculous looking turret.
here's what gets me. Look how low that turn is. If he just if he turns that a bit to the left, that guy's head is coming right off. Look at that.
So,
Yeah.
hold up a minute. So Lego is now officially making furry sets.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
Basically,
it's the furry's dream come true.
This is terrible.
This is. It really is. 2 more sets
Okay.
left. Only 2. We have Equila's Ultra Striker. Don't question
you.
it, just roll with it.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
Okay.
Wow.
this
This
looks
is-
like
It's like a bird set, but it doesn't fly.
Bird
So-
tank.
bird
there goes that.
tank. I like how it has the eagle claws up front between the treads, so it can like grab people while it runs over them.
Yes. That's great.
I don't know.
I'm
It
just
looks
wondering-
cool, but it's contradicting.
Yeah.
Well,
Why did they do like I can get behind like a cheetah cycle, you know? Like something very small and very fast after a very small, very fast animal. But I don't get a bird tank. What's up with
Yeah.
that? Bird's like
tank.
the opposite of tank.
bird tank.
Real
Well, I
men
get-
buy bird tanks.
I guess what I'm kind of left wondering is this looks like either a Ninjago or Exoforce set that they just sort of stuck a bird motif on.
It really
and
does.
Yeah.
called it a day.
It does.
Leftovers from both put together.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, Mom, what do we have in the fridge? All we have is some, that old Exoforce set and that one thing from Ninjago we never used. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'll put him in the microwave. And they microwaved it and they sort of left a dead bird there. And poof, there we go.
Okay, so what's our last one?
The final set is the flagship of this wave. And in a way, it's my favorite. In a way, I just find it the most hilarious. Gentlemen, we have Krager's Croc Boat Command Center.
Oh no. Just that name tells me everything I need to know.
This one I like. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a boat in the shape of a crocodile, and it has everything from like the legs to the tail to the claws
to the bulging eyes.
Okay.
Oh, no. The bulging eye. Yeah.
My favorite part here is the fact that we have cat people on jet skis.
Like they don't even want to get wet. They're like, we're making jet skis. I forget this, people.
Dare to be stupid.
Okay, I'd like it if it wasn't so silly. That's
I think the bulging eyes really are like what really takes the set away. If they had made them a lot smaller and maybe on the sides, this would look a lot more intimidating. Because the bulging eyes looks like a cartoon character.
So what I'm wondering is this set up so that like the upper jaw will flip up and then you can put your lion people in there to be hideously salivated to death? Something?
No.
It looks like it.
I actually have to tell you guys. We know the function for this set. We actually got it a while back in a leaked picture, and here it is. This is prelim, and it's kind of small, but you can tell where they're going with this if you look on the far right.
Does it have flick fire missiles? Because you know those are important.
Probably it does. What looks to be the legs, hands, and tail is really a detachable crocodile aircraft.
Okay, so we have a bird tank and a crocodile plane.
Yeah, I know. That was like we have. Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. That's really cool. Like that's pretty cool. I'd love to have that sort of thing when I was a kid. You know?
Yeah.
Let's take this and let's put it in like either Monster Fighters or whatever that Space Police theme was, and then I'd think it was cool. But here, it's just silly.
Yep.
It reminds me of that one, when before Exoforce died, is that one last thing when they're in the jungle. Like they had these attachable weapon that turned into robots. So there's like, smaller vehicles that could clamp onto them kind of deal. That's what I see. It's being kind of recycled here. But
I mean, I grew up on the old like Aquanauts or whatever, and the old Explorians and stuff.
Yeah.
And their big thing was, models within models, and that's cool. But again, back then they didn't have crocodile boat plane. I don't even know.
Well, the big dilemma when I was a kid, I know it's like, especially if I got a really big set, the big set was cool, but there was nobody to fight with. Like you couldn't, swerve two things around and make spitting noises with like just one giant chip. With this one, you have like 2 jet skis, you have all these people, and you have 4 detachable plane things.
Yeah.
That you can all use to go like
I was gonna say, what's that gold thing up toward the front?
I'm very glad you mentioned that because I am gonna get into that. That's the final thing I want to talk about. That at first I thought that was a part of this set, and then I looked closer. That is the lead crocodile minifigure holding a giant sword.
That is the equivalent of me. It's like having a sword the size of a lamppost, or like a telephone pole.
A street lamp.
Yeah, street lamp.
That sword is 3 times its size.
Like that, we're not even. It's literally 3 times the size. So you could put 3 minifigures against that.
I will honestly say that the thing that interests me most about this set is what appears to be the capes on the crocodiles. I think I could find a use for those.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm not buying this set for 2 capes.
Yes. This is Krager's Croc-Boat Command Center. And then the last thing I want to talk about with Chima, there are actually a lot more sets, but they're basically the equivalent of the spinners from Ninjago.
Wow.
They're really nothing to write home about, except they're the strangest thing ever. They're like riding on motorcycles with launchers and ripcords and like spinners, spinning tops, and
they brought ripcords back. I'm sad.
They did. I'm gonna link. I'm gonna link one picture, and it's the most expensive of these sets, and it's called the Speedors Ultimate Tournament.
I kind of...
I'm
I don't know.
amazed. I'm
I
very
actually like
amazed
the
by
big-
this.
I like the big lion arch.
I was gonna say this is the best lion in this wave.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the one that actually looks like a legit lion.
Almost, yeah.
I don't know. I think it looks kind of silly.
It does, but I mean,
Oh yeah,
Hero
it does,
Factory
but like
is-
it looks more like a lion than any of the other sets. That's what I'm getting at.
Who cares about the
I
lion?
guess-
I'm looking at the Croc cycle and the lion cycle.
I didn't want to get to the Croc cycle. and the
Those
lion
are
cycle.
a bit.
I was ignoring those, and I was trying to be like, maybe if no one says anything, we will have to acknowledge they exist.
So,
Yeah,
well, what I'm struggling with here, and we're gonna need better pictures, is the minifigure heads. They look really silly.
Mm-hmm. Surprisingly, how the heads are handled, we've heard it is actually a normal minifigure headpiece and then a helmet. But it's not really a helmet, it's like an animal face, but it goes over the headpiece and, to make it actually look like their respective animal.
I don't mind having new minifigure molds. That's kind of cool. Like that crocodile mold and the eagle mold and all that stuff they'll have. That could be cool.
Maybe.
I can see that happening.
Maybe.
So, in summary, you guys' thoughts. This is like LEGO's flagship line.
That's sad.
Ninjago is LEGO's most successful line in recent memory, just because of how fast it accumulated sales. Obviously, Star Wars and City have probably, obviously sold more than it, but just going by, okay, it was out for like 2 years, and it got this many. It is LEGO's most successful line in like the last decade. This is what they're replacing. Well, apparently I beat BIONICLE into a lot of aspects, but
Wow.
I don't know. This is what they're replacing Ninjago with, is what I'm getting to. What are you
Really?
guys' thoughts on it?
That is a sad loss.
It really is.
LEGO's world will depend on it.
Shiny.
To be completely honest, I like this more than Ninjago. I like with Ninjago, it just felt so stereotypical, and like
This
as
is
an
true.
agent, I feel like I can say that without any impunity. If everybody had the same ninja look, like everybody was the same ninja, just in different colors, like the Power Rangers.
Or like
That's-
Tuamata.
Yeah, like I guess that really got me. They had some vehicles, and that was kind of about it. Like there wasn't really anything new and creative. This one, what they're doing here, has not been done in the LEGO line before, and I can admire
That is
that, and I can see this becoming more visibly recognizable. With Ninjago, it's not as visibly recognizable with Red Ninja and Blue Ninja and Green Ninja. I'm
guess-
sorry, I haven't been paying attention to Ninjago, but yeah.
I guess where I'm left at is that I look at Ninjago and I see Spinjitzu, and then I look at this and I see Speedors, and then I look back at Aquanaut and Aquanauts and the old lines, the old Ninja line, and I just don't know, I die a little inside. I'm gonna
Yeah. I can see what you do. I think maybe it's just me, but I think that kids are being treated a lot more like kids, like as further time goes on. I mean, I'm not gonna, this is going back to when I was a kid, but like in the early '90s, especially, we didn't have cable, so I watched like a ton of PBS. That's what I watched all day. In the beginning, they had stuff that it was meant for kids, but it wasn't like as cheesy. You had like Bill Nye the Science Guy. You had like War of the Worlds, Carmen Sandiego, like all this stuff. I mean, they're obviously still meant for kids, but they were more. I don't know how to put it. They weren't so kid-ish. They weren't so cheesy. They weren't so like pandering to kids in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of like they took concepts that they would have left for like a Duplo sort of series, and now they're marketing it to 7 to 12.
Yeah.
And that's just I can't approve of that. I'm the kind of person that like I said, I look at the old ninja, and hey, you've got ninjas, and they're fighting each other, and they don't have spinjitzu powers where they turn into this little whirlwind thing. You've got ninjas with swords, and they stab each other. You know?
Yeah. Well, I
Like,
mean, they weren't afraid to dumb it down. Like that's how ninjas were
Yeah.
in the day, and no one's like, well, kids can handle it, and they just sort of left that in there.
Yeah.
And then I guess like they're taking too much care to make it. They're dumbing it down so much they've sort of forgotten like how smart kids these days really are. And I believe like I mean, there's always a line you have to draw. You can't be like we can have gore and blood spouting violence and give it to a 6-year-old.
And this is what I'm kind of struggling with is that back in the day, like I have so many old catalogs where it says adventure across the top, and all their recent lines are about you've got this faction fighting this faction, but we're gonna kitty everything up so it's all happy and fluffy, and I don't know, I'm just kind of not happy that. So it's like the emphasis is on fighting, but we've kittyized it so that you won't be offended at the fact that they're fighting.
Yeah,
And
they're not fighting. They're spinning at each other. They're like,
yeah,
don't worry, parents. Don't worry. They're just spinning. Okay, they're not like they have these swords and these katanas and I can't believe I forgot throwing stars. The shuriken is how you say whatever. I'm terrible at my own culture. They have all of this stuff, but don't worry, they won't use them. They just spin at each other.
It's hilarious because in the cartoon, whenever they're fighting the people, because me and LJ, we're like the only people here. I'm not sure if you ever did Heir, because we watched the Ninjago TV series, the cartoon.
I've watched some of it, and again, my girlfriend has actually made me watch it.
Yeah.
Why is your girlfriend guest starring here? No, I'm joking.
That'd probably be an interesting conversation.
That would.
Anyway, they always try to
you
use
have
their
some
weapons.
experience with that, so.
Well,
Yeah.
But they'd always try and use their weapons, and they never get anywhere. So they'd be like, "All right, time for spinjitzu," and they start spinning around, and it's the only way they could ever get anything done.
So their ninja power is not to get dizzy. Okay.
Basically.
Yeah. I would say their ninja power would be camouflage, but come on. The bright red, the bright blue. They're obviously not going for like camouflage there, which is kind of odd since they wrap their entire bodies in cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to admit, there's nothing really that ninja-y about wielding a giant axe and riding in a tank.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well,
That's sort of
All right.
that pretty much wraps up our Legends of Chima discussion. And now I was hoping LJ would be back by now, but it doesn't look like he is. So we'll just briefly talk about the Faber files. It's the Faber files. It's awesome.
Heir, have you heard of the Faber files?
It's very Fabery.
Okay. Well, basically, the dude that kind of created BIONICLE, he was in the design process at the beginning. Christian Faber. Well, he left Lego to do some work, doing some other stuff. But he's made this blog called the Faber Files, and he's posting a lot of old stuff from early BIONICLE years. In terms of design and planning process and all that. He's been posting that on his blog, and it's actually really interesting.
Oh yeah, I think I remember when he started doing this. Okay, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Still, the most recent update, the one they were talking about on the news, he posted basically the initial concept for the whole, the rocks falling, Maranui, Makuta, and it's actually pretty interesting because you get to see the concept and how that turned into, what it ended up becoming. And the whole blog, it's amazing, really, because it's without this blog has provided more BIONICLE discussion than we've had in the last couple years.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm glad he's still doing something with it. It was a while since the last update, so.
Yeah. I kind of lament that this reminds me the image here of the Paraka couch. I regret having this dragged back from my memory. I kind of suppressed it, but otherwise, This is some really cool stuff.
Yeah. Oh, the Paraka.
Yeah.
The rap, yo.
Yo,
Paraka, yo,
Paraka.
Paraka. Oh,
The gang is
Yeah,
on the
don't-
loose. Nothing you can do.
don't even get me started. If you are a Paraka Anika fan, just don't
wow.
talk to me right now.
Wow.
All right, everyone. TTV signing off. No.
Yeah, TTV. I was
Yeah.
not so much a fan of the Paraka, but I was a fan of, like, okay, I was a fan of the Paraka and the story, just not their marketing.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
2006, in terms of the actual story, I found it pretty cool. I don't know what they were going for with the marketing.
Yeah, the marketing, they're like, hey everybody, we're gonna go, like, there's this rock band, and you had a freedom band, and they're like, all the promotional images had like chainmail, like surrounding the island for some reason, and like these guys are like shooting their lasers and bringing down the chainmail, and like rebellion, revolution, teen angst.
Yeah.
You know, it made me just realize that they put rap on the bad side and rock on the good side.
Wow.
Wow, I didn't think of that.
The
I like
gang's
it.
on the loose.
Well, back to the
There's some
favorite
social
Nothing you
commentary.
can do.
I love that, like, mountain that looks like Matanui's face. I thought that was a really nice touch. I wish they carried that into the actual.
Yeah, that's a really cool design. I think they tried to do something with that in the Mask of Light movie, didn't they? There was something similar to it.
Oh, it was like, maybe it was a volcano thing. But the significant thing here is not only is the Matanui face a part of the Earth, just sort of kind of foreshadowing there. If you look at the arena that the two stones are in, it's actually the Borak symbol.
Oh wow. Huh.
Look at that. See, like, they had that there from the beginning. They were planning to do that 2001. They were like, oh, this is going to be carried in 2002. And they just didn't do that. And I thought that was really great foreshadowing.
I see that now. Huh. Good point.
Well, I guess this about wraps up the news. This is like hands down the most news we've talked about in like
Forever.
a long
That
time.
happens.
No,
Every
it is
week.
ever.
I'm not sure how many episodes you actually have like listened to from our podcast. Have you listened to any recent ones?
A little bit. I don't know. I've kind of been skipping around them because I don't have all that much time to listen to everything. So I just see what's interesting and listen to those parts.
Yeah, that's why I've been trying to do those time frames into the descriptions. I know you're not the one.
Yeah, that's a really cool feature. I really
I
appreciate
didn't know you did that. That's a cool idea.
People can like obviously in like the perfect world, people would just sit and listen to the whole thing, but
Yeah, but no one really cares about us that much, and we accept that.
Annotations. We should. Have you done that before? Like, have annotations at the beginning. This is this news, and like this is all the different stuff.
I haven't done
I thought about
annotations because
that.
I chose to do the stuff in the description instead.
Putting time signatures on each part.
Okay. Regardless,
Yeah,
you were asking me.
Yeah, what I was getting to was like our news typically goes in a format of we try and scrape up whatever we can from BZP. We talk about some Halo. We talk about some comics. We talk about whatever. But this is hands down like the most news. And oh hey, LJ, you returned.
Sorry, my apologies for the technical difficulties.
God
We don't
forgive
accept
it.
your apologies. Get out of here.
Yeah, well, don't worry. Just
I
a
don't-
little bit of
don't-
a quick piece of advice to any listeners and our guest. Don't if you have a choice between a random internet company you've never heard of and CenturyLink, go for the random internet company you've ever heard of.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Or just like a stone or a rock that has better connectivity than CenturyLink. Nah, just that.
I'd like to test that theory out, LJ.
The best part for me here is that CenturyLink is a random internet company that I've never heard of, but that's just me.
Yeah, I know, I was gonna say that.
I've
never heard of
it, and it's
CenturyLink
in my town.
Oh.
The difference between a rock and CenturyLink is that when you throw a rock, it'll connect to someone's head.
Yeah.
With CenturyLink, it connects to nothing.
But what if you miss, LJ?
I won't miss.
Does it make the rock like CenturyLink?
So I'm glad you got back when you did. We literally just finished talking about the news. We spent like 25 minutes talking about Chima.
You know, I had a slight feeling you guys are still talking about the news at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we've
was
been here for an
about to
hour.
lead. I was about to lead in with like the comic maker spotlight, but I guess you're here, so. that's-
Now that you're back, I think we could
So,
probably go ahead and with the actual discussion about Heir first,
Mm.
and what he does, and who he is, and what's going on. So,
Who gets to do the impromptu segment?
wait, what?
Who gets to do the impromptu talk to Ben?
Oh.
That's me. It's talk to
Oh, gosh darn it!
vKahi.
the V's silent. Don't
Yeah,
worry about
the
it.
silent. Yeah. Just
You know what? Fine.
si-
Fine.
have-
I relinquish the rights to you, vKahi.
Yes.
No, shush,
I'm
Meso.
sorry about
It's silent.
Sorry, it's had to happen.
Yes.
Go get
This is how it's gonna go.
Yeah, without further
Alright,
ado, we'll
alright.
go into Talk to Kai.
All right. So yes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, everybody, this is actually just a quick interjection into the actual progression of the episode that you're listening to. This is actually recorded the day after this episode took place. I'm just recording this and interjecting this in the middle of the episode to let you know that due to the length of the episode getting too long, and in order to give Heir of the Chronicler ample time to actually, be asked, questions, not to, have to rush through his segment just to get to our other, things, I decided that I would just actually splice out his part of the episode and upload it in a separate recording. We'll call it like, TTV interview, Heir of the Chronicler or something. But if you want to listen to that, this segment, Talk to vKahi, with the silent V or whatever, it will be uploaded as a separate recording directly after this episode that you're listening to. So, that being said, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks.
Yeah, so what's next on the agenda?
Well,
Always sounds like I'm saying the name of a color.
next up,
Purple.
we have my segment. That is good old brought to attention. So we'll go ahead and, start that up.
No. Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm Mesnek, and without further ado, we're going to take a look at what's going to be brought to attention today. So, topic today is actually gonna be pretty interesting. And, well, I kinda need to find the link so I can talk.
I got it right here. Give me a second.
found it.
I'll get it to you. Oh, never mind.
Is Pterodax the best villain ever? By Takanuva Inaika. Is it just me? Or does Pterodax outrank every other villain just with his sheer power and cunning? And I'm not just talking about the BIONICLE villains. I mean any other villain. He had false defeats, backup plans, he planted false information. And nobody even knew what his real plan was until it was far too late. He basically manipulated everybody until he ruled the universe. Plus, he had an epic defeat. Well, can any other villain even compare to that? Personally,
in one word, yes and more.
that's not one
Three
word.
words. But, yeah, that's 3 words, but that's how bad that sentence was.
This is like one brought to attention where I do not really have much to say that I don't think you guys are gonna already say. So I am going to just defer straight to you guys, and then follow up with my opinions afterwards. What do you guys think of this? Is Pterodax the best villain ever of all time?
Everybody, go first. I'm gonna be here all day. So, you guys,
LJ, is Pterodax
I'm
the
being
best
nice.
villain of all time?
Well, here's the thing. I do not very often rummage around other comic book series and other franchises, and
Yeah.
I really don't know other villains aside from a couple of TV shows.
Yeah.
So, from my point of view, he's the best that I know of. I'm sure that there are better in some way,
Yeah.
but he's the best that I know of.
Yeah.
So.
Just Pterodax the best villain ever.
Best ever of all time. I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but he's probably the top villain of BIONICLEs.
Probably the top villain of Lego, definitely. As far as villains based around villains that are created from the premise of like action figure-esque things, that's a category which I think we could compare him to. Like other villains that from the plot lines of kind of loose action figure based premises, lines, etc. I think that'd be a good place to like draw comparisons.
Okay.
I'm gonna defer to you, Kai.
Okay. Well, we have Megatron.
Is Pterodax the best villain of all time?
Wake me up when it's over.
I know. I'm gonna be doing this for a bit. I'll try to shorten it as much as I can. Basically, there's a site. I don't know if a lot of people know this. There's a site called TV Tropes, and I feel kind of bad telling you guys about this because a lot of people will just be on there till the day they die, including me. But basically, it has a list of a lot of tropes used in popular media. One of these tropes is called Xanatos Gambit, or the Xanatos, chess master, the Xanatos roulette. Those kind of articles, they all point to different instances in media where someone is better, if not more, cunning and mastermindful and just a better villain overall than Pterodax ever was. Pterodax is a great villain for Bionicle, the Lego line. He was a great villain for that. I'd even go as far as say he's one of the better toy line ones. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't really like Megatron all that much. I know a lot of that. This comes as heresy to a lot of people, and I don't really follow Transformers. I'm not part of that fan base. I like him, but I don't follow the stories or the comics or whatever. But as far as I know, there hasn't been a lot of toy line esque, mastermind villains that really. That had this entire sort of plan going for him, and the amount of trickery and wool they pulled over everybody's eyes. I guess my main problem with Pterodax is that he's kind of boring after he completes his plan. The big part of Pterodax, in the beginning, you didn't know what he was trying to do. You didn't really know what his plan was, and it became evident he had a plan. And you saw everybody across time defeat him at one point or another. But it was always every defeat led his plan to be, continued on. And that was great. That led to the mystery of the character. Until the plan was revealed. And there's nothing wrong with that, generally. But once they did that, then the only thing for that character was that he was mysterious. Once he's no longer mysterious, you have kind of a two-dimensional character there. There's nothing really... there's nothing much you could have done with Makuta. And it's evident because, all throughout 2008, he was like, yes, I have a plan. You're just playing into my hands, you stupid little people. And everybody played into his hands like stupid little people. And then 2008 came. He's like, I did it, dudes. I am the best person. I'm like the greatest strategist of all time. I rule the universe. I'm like, what do I do now? And he's like, well, destroy stuff. I'm gonna go destroy stuff. And he goes, he's like, I'm gonna destroy Madanui. And then like after I destroy Madanui, I'm just gonna like destroy stuff because I'm a giant freaking robot. So I mean, really, what was his plan after defeating Madanui? Just say he defeats Madanui, kills American Magna, then what? He's just like, what's his plan from there? Makuta doesn't have any aspirations beyond that point. That's why he became, boring. Having like not planning beyond that point. I mean, it could be used to, favor the character. Like that was his all imputing goal. Once he gets there, he has nothing. That could be played out, well, but it's just they didn't do that with Pterodactyl. They didn't have anything to fall back on, and because of that, he made him like a two-dimensional Saturday morning cartoon. I'm gonna destroy the world. I'm gonna destroy the universe. They made him that kind of character. And what's worse is they had Madanui on the other side. And Madanui's like, I'm the perfect dude. I'm like, Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. I taught everybody how to be a hero. I have superpowers coming from this super awesome mask. It can do like anything. It can turn people into like bugs and give people elemental powers and stuff like that. I can do that. And like Madanui has like no flaw, and Makuta's just kind of crazy just because he's crazy. And that, I don't know, it kind of ruined the end for me, which is why I've undertaken myself to make Makuta an interesting character. But that's another story for another day, which we'll promote at a later time. Basically, if you want examples of people that have done it better, Doctor Doom in Secret War. Doctor Doom, I guess like in Secret War, basically they had this guy called the Beyonder grab a ton of heroes, the superheroes in the Marvel Universe, and a ton of villains, and just put them on the planet and said like duke it out. Just like whoever wins, I'll give them what you want. So, so everybody's sort of battling it out, and you have the Avengers, you have Spider-Man, you have the Fantastic Four, and you have the X-Men, and they're all doing their thing. And you also have like like Magneto, and you have Doctor Doom and Galactus, and all these other people, and they're doing their thing. Doctor Doom hatches perhaps one of the most like one of the best plans I've seen in a while, and he does succeed. There's this it's seen at the end where everything looks like it's gonna be lost, and Doctor Doom, because at this point he doesn't even use his magic powers. He's purely human. He doesn't have any superpowers, and he takes down the most powerful person in the universe and steals all of his power for himself, kind of like Makuta. And there's something about that. Because Doom is a more complex character than Pterodactyl, they played into everything he was supposed to be. Like they played into his obsession of perfection. They played into his his sort of superiority complex. So how he always thought he was better, how he knew he was better, how he wanted to he was in this debate with Reed Richards, how his scarred face and his dead mother had long since been doing that. And they played into all of that, and it was done. I thought it was done really well. Now, people might disagree with me, but in terms of people that pulled off taking a universe worth of power, Doc Doom did a great job.
I think that Vladimir Makarov from the Modern Warfare series is the best villain of all time.
And see, you said Call of Duty and great story, and I just I was like.
Meso?
What?
Does Kai even know who Makarov is?
No.
I don't play Call of Duty campaign. No. I
Okay,
play multiplayer.
okay, he knows it's from Call of Duty, so that's good enough for me.
Well, I don't know who else. Of course. How many here have read Watchmen?
Not me.
I've read it.
Ozymandias, or I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Mendes, like the villain of Black Ops.
No, it is definitely not Mendes.
Raul Menendez, greatest villain ever.
Good grief, guys! Don't bring the stupidest and drawn out franchise of video games ever into this. No, okay.
But Kahi, say what you will about the gameplay, they're getting what the heck's his name? is it David Goyle, who was like a co-writer on The Dark Knight to write the story for Black Ops 2. That's gonna make it great.
Okay,
Yeah,
do you know who the other co-writer of The Dark Knight was? Freaking Chris Nolan. Okay? They got like no, if you asked, "Hey, who wrote The Dark Knight?" people would be like, "Oh, Chris Nolan." Because Chris Nolan did a lot of stuff with the script. That dude, the title co-writer of The Dark Knight basically means that he's the guy that no one's ever heard of, but everybody's heard of the movie. And they're the sort of people that are like, they put the actor's name in a very small sort of print, and they put the movie name in in the big thing. Hey, this guy was the janitor in Titanic, or this guy was this guy played the army dude from Transformers, and they have this big super title, and they're like, yes, this is important. Some guy from Transformers did this, or some guy from Inception did this.
It's David Goyer, by the way. That's his actual name.
David
Here's
Goyer.
like an
Okay.
article. The guy's like, The Dark Knight Rises writer, Black Ops 2 story better than most movies. So that's promising.
Well, the game hasn't come out.
Yeah.
But if by most movies you mean Battleship, then I don't have a lot of hope for it. Okay, so anyhow, Ozymandias, that plan, the way that was executed, Watchmen is a great novel. It's a great piece of literature. Not just as a comic book, as just anything. I don't know. If you haven't heard it before, it's pretty spoilerific. But if you have read Watchmen, you know what he does at the end, and that is probably hands down the best show of sort of the villain who won, that sort of scenario. That's probably, for me, that whenever I think what's a story where the villain won at the end, that is the story. That is the example.
Yeah.
That is what everybody else looks to and hopes to aspire to.
Expire too.
Aspire.
There you go.
I want to expire to that.
Yeah, I know. Expire. 75 minutes ago, that phrase will live long in infamy. Anyhow, so I said this in the topic. Pterodax has the motivations to become a complex character. He does. He's supposed to be basically Madanui. He's supposed to be in charge of his second robot. He's brought up for greatness. He has all of this going for him, and the great beings just leave. They just leave, and they leave him behind, and they're just like, yeah, deal with it. And to top it off, he's not even made head of his faction. Like, Miserix is the guy leading that. So Pterodax has to go, and he has to, keep everything in order. But the Matoran, they worship Madanui, and that's not so bad. But it's like 2 lines in Journey's End that mention this, and I hate it. I hate that so much. They could have done so much with this. Madanui does not really care about them. They explicitly say that Madanui does not really care about the MU inhabitants while he's Madanui. He doesn't really think about it. He doesn't really care about them. That in of itself feels something that could really put home like the whole brother aspect they had going in 2001, the whole jealousy thing that really punctuate that. That could have made 2009 and 2010 so much different, and it's just so much of that really irks me. They did because they haven't done anything else. Pterodax is just kind of there to. He's just sort of there for the heroes, really. Like he only exists to be someone the heroes can fight against at the end there. After he completes his plan, 2009, 2010, he's only somebody. He's sort of like the scapegoat, so all the heroes have something to fight. He has no real character outside of that. I said, I posted this topic, and I said that Tuyet to me was like a better villain in that aspect, because she wanted to do something. She wanted to do something right, and she was doing what she was supposed to do, but she was going about it the wrong way. That to me is a bit more interesting than just destroy stuff. I'm a rigged robot. So I'm done now, LJ. You can come back.
You can fix your mic.
Yes.
Oh, is it bad now?
No.
No.
Oh.
It's a little bit noisy.
Okay.
Not too much.
What's
Sorry.
going on? What's going on, guys?
Oh, we were just talking about you behind your back. Don't worry.
Oh,
You
I'm
didn't hear any of
sorry.
it.
I was just sleeping to the boring conversation.
What are your thoughts on Kahi's points?
I think I disagree with everything he had to say, and we really should not keep him around this podcast. We should replace him with Heir of the Chronicler.
Well, you see, I just said that Greg was a great writer and everything he did was perfect.
Oh
and
wait,
should've
hold on. I
So
read
now
that part.
disagree with everything I said, dude. You messed yourself up entirely.
Oh wait, Greg's a great one. No.
Well, we can summarize the discussion that just took place, so we can go ahead and end this segment with one line. Do you think that Tuyet is a better villain than Pterodax?
No,
Okay, so you disagree with Kahi.
I don't think Tuyet is a better villain than Pterodax because I think she's a good villain, but not up to Pterodax standards. I agree, however, that Pterodax did get a little bit at the end there with the whole,
Yeah.
"Hey guys, I'm a giant robot."
the
You're all
Makudaverse, I will never forget that.
Makudaverse. Oh my man, yeah. But everything up till then, I thought was very well executed, and I thought it was very cool. I thought that it was very elaborate.
Yes.
But
I
you know,
like that.
Tuyet, she did have an elaborate scheme, but not to the extent of Pterodax's plans.
I guess my point with Tuyet is that her motivations are more complex and more, I guess maybe even more sympathetic than Pterodax is. She wants to do something. She wants to keep everybody safe. She wants to be she wants to be a Toa hero, but she doesn't want to have to wait until people do something to catch up. She wants to take control. She wants to be like, yes, we should be able to take control. We should be able to, make sure nothing happens to these people. We should be able to kill people. We should be able to make sure nothing, like everybody's safe. And that sort of veers into, the whole big brother thing that we have going on in the real world today. Like, how far do we go between individual freedom and protecting people? And, like, where does that line drawn? I think that's a great thing for, something to examine. I feel that's a motivation that, that makes her...
I think that was a little bit examined in 2004.
With the whole vKahi thing, yeah. It was examined a bit in there, but I just thought it was a great concept to go off of.
Yeah. But yeah.
Alright, then in that case, I guess that wraps up Brought to Attention. Next up, LJ, do you want to go ahead and do the Comic Maker Spotlight?
Oh gosh darn it, fine.
Was it alright? We'll transition to our final segment for the day.
No.
The final segment for the day. Comic Maker Spotlight.
Hello everyone. It's been a while. Welcome back to the Comic Maker Spotlight. Today we're going to be looking over another United Comic Suck whatever.
As like the certificate of suckiness. It's like the Razzie of the comics forum,
Yeah.
Like if you receive this, your comics really do suck.
Here we go. The United Comics Suck Society. The UCSS.
Wow.
Okay, the UCS.
The USNC, okay.
Yeah, you're funny. And we're going to be looking over a comic series made by Axilus Prime. Prototypes is the name of the series. And this is basically a Takanuva Optimus Prime mix. And,
Oh, you cannot go wrong with this.
Optimus Nuva.
It's Optimus Nuva, that's about it. It's like,
The great beings made many things, but what became of the prototypes? Autobots roll out.
Not good things. So,
Freedom is the right of all biomechanical.
here's the thing. It's 3 comics. I've linked everyone in chat to the comics so they can click their own gosh darn links.
Toa Nuva roll out now. See,
But-
what's a good thing for Optimus Prime to say
I don't
in
know.
this instance?
Let's roll out Biobots.
He was supposed to say do a barrel roll in the original.
I don't like
Anyhow, who cares?
Transformers.
Who cares? Let's move on.
So, bottom line is, this seems to be one of those comic series that is expanding, and this is actually one of the more interesting noobish USC comic series because it's actually promising. It's growing. It's getting somewhere, and it's not ripping people off. But I'm not going to name anyone named Saran in that aspect, so don't worry. But let's jump right to it. Graphics. Oh no. That's all I have to say. Oh no. Because the graphics are trying to be photorealistic, but it's a copy-paste scenario with a little bit of shadows, and by a little bit, I mean none.
Circles under the characters. Okay, if I might interject here, because I believe I'm not the only one here that's done it, but I've done extensive work with PRCT for my series Foresight.
Your series.
And yeah, my series, my short story in a comic deal. The secret to PRCT, the photorealistic comic technique, I guess it's a term in our coined. The secret to it is paying attention to detail. You have to pay attention to every detail. You have to pay attention to the lighting. You have to make sure the lighting matches your sprite. You even have to put lighting effects on your sprite. You have to make shadows. You have to make reflections. You have to make, little things, reflections in puddles, tints on, metallic surfaces, the glow from the person's, eyes, the different lighting laser effects have on the street. All of his stuff, you have to pay attention to detail. Otherwise, it doesn't work. He's just copying and pasting stuff. And that's on a picture that looks terrible. You have to blend it into the picture. You have to make it look like the sprite was actually there. You can't just paste something on there and say, oh, it's photorealistic.
Yeah. But first comic was pretty bad. Second comic does a little bit better. Graphics-wise, at least, the shadows are a little bit more improved. The sprite is awkward. This is weird because when I use photorealism in my comics, I use Rag 2.0, which is a 3-shade kit. In this, he's using 3-shaded Chimera Omega.
No, that's a bad choice in and of itself. But yes.
Yeah, well, second place in the first comic contest, so bug off. No, anyway. So, while I did what Kahi did and tried to pay attention to detail and the glow of eyes, the glow of things, and saturation, she does not do any of that.
No.
And we see a battle. Lots of battles. And there are flames that should obscure / darken / brighten certain sprites. Right. It doesn't do that. We see bionicle characters with halo weapons like energy swords and plasma rifles running through the streets and plasma rifles that fire green blasts.
Wow.
And then in the second comic we see a yellow Matoran named, I don't want to say it. Kahi, you say it for me.
I don't even know where his name was. What is his name?
Wait.
K-I-A-O.
KO.
Kyo.
KO. Kyle.
Kyo.
KO or Kyle.
Bottom line,
choice.
name sucks. So
Q.
in the first comic, our Transformer
Kin.
meets this Matoran who's apparently really super important. Second comic, what happens in Matoran? Gets shot.
Really?
Presumably dies.
Obviously
our
not that
Transformer-
important.
And our Transformer friend leaves him in the street.
Really?
He just leaves him. The third comic, our Transformer friend finds the horrible murderer somehow, and there's a chase, and then there's a fight up a building, a random building that comes out of nowhere, and then they get to the top of the building and they look huge, but then we get to look on the top of the building and they look normal size.
The size in this comic is really irrelevant. Oh, not irrelevant. It's really inconsistent. The first panel, the third comic, he's running across a field, and the Toa are the two characters are really big. Like they're bigger than the signpost. You see in the foreground, and then you see them in the background. They're bigger than that, so they're pretty big. And then they start running through the street, and they're not so big. And then they start climbing the building, and they're not so big. And suddenly, the same building they're on, and they were climbing, they were small at. Suddenly, they're at the top, and they are the size of
half those buildings.
Basically not half those buildings, but they are about the size of a small apartment building.
And they've fallen on their side.
Yes. And then they shrink. They shrink. Don't get me started on that tower.
Oh my gosh.
But then they shrink to normal, quote unquote normal Bionicle sizes, and then they just sort of deke that out. It's just really consistent. Additionally, second comic perspective when everybody's lying kind of dead on the ground. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The one on the left kind of works. He still looks kind of three-dimensional. The one on the right and the one, of course, the Matorn, flat. Just flat as it looks like someone ran over him with a steamroller in a Looney Tunes cartoon.
A steamroller, Vkahi?
Roller. Roller.
It's also been a little bit of a debate of ours prior. Anyway. Yeah, perspectives are a little bit messed up here. So,
just a little.
I also have to question what assassin sees a gigantic beast of a height standing next to this tiny little Matoran, and he's like, I have one shot. Do I get the super big, super buff, powerful dude who's twice the size of the guy he's standing next to and has a weapon, or do I just get the small dude?
Well, it's obvious.
He's about the size of his leg. Yeah.
Get the one with the hard pronounced names, that way you'll never have to say it again.
K.O. Kaio. K.O.
Kaio.
Yippee Kaio.
Kaio. His name is Kaio.
Yippee Kaio.
Okay, so wrapping it up though, because this is generic.
Yeah.
Hey, this sucks. The graphics need a lot of work. A lot of work.
Yeah.
Specifically in making the shadows in tune to where they are. Actually shadowing the characters, paying attention to the glow of certain things off of characters, and paying attention to the saturation considering where they are.
Yes, perspective is a big thing here. Normally, I don't have to say this too much for even bad PRCT comics, but the perspective is just so off in this comics. You need to pay attention to that. You need to have a consistent size frame for them. Additionally, I just don't advise doing PRCT style if you don't know how to handle it. And I know that kind of sounds elitist on the front, but it's just very hard to do. It's very hard to pull off and make it look good. If you really want to do it, you have to study how other great people have done it. NR, of course, he does a lot of stuff. Honestly, the best series that comes to mind is Worlds Beyond the Horizons of the Mind by
No.
By LJ's favorite author.
I know, LJ's favorite author. But she does an amazing job of making the PRT work.
I would suggest Dokuma's stuff, but that's
Dokuma did a lot of great stuff, but he was the forefront of it, and he still didn't have a lot of stuff down that MK really got right. The perspective, the camera blurring, saturation, just blending everything within. Worlds Beyond the Horizon of the Mind does that the best. NR probably does it second best. And Nokuma is, of course, he's the guy that started it all. You should definitely check his fourth wall. Not fourth wall. Yeah, his fourth wall stuff, too. But generic quest.
Yeah. But either way, Envy, what are your thoughts?
Okay, since I finally get to speak, work on the perspective and the proportions, because I don't know, the yellow Matoran at times, Ko, I don't care. In one frame it looked like he was a lot taller, and then when he's in all those panels with the larger transformer, he seems like super tiny compared to the road and the sidewalk and all that.
Yeah.
So there's so much inconsistency when it comes to like perspective and proportion. At perspective, I'm definitely looking at that rooftop battle where they're sideways, fighting sideways on top of the building and defying gravity. But also I noticed, and you all probably did too, that he falls victim to the GIMP text problems when it comes to like the highlights. He didn't
also the GIMP effect. The GIMP effect problems,
No, it was too close to that border of the box, so then it gets cut off. And so he definitely needs to work on that. I'm pretty sure it's been noted too. But BMP, for something that has a lot more quality than most comics, is terrible. I can't even believe this.
Yeah.
That he applies all these effects, and then he saves it as a BMP.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
So, those are my thoughts. Save in a better file, be less photorealistic, improve proportions and perspectives.
Yep.
The end.
Honestly, if you're gonna use, some people like to use Shimori Omega. That's great. Some people like that old kind of style to it. But really, if you're going to use shaded Shimoru, just go with 6 shade. Like there's enough stuff for 6 shade. You can work with that. If you want to go for like a stylized thing of 2 shade Shimoru, go for it. But like 3 shade is just sort of, I don't know. It sort of defeats the purpose. If you want to have it blend into the background, not have it contrast like you would in the PRCT comic, go for 6 shade or go for honestly, I think with this sort of thing, RZ does a better job of blending in and giving you more range of motion and like a 360 view of the head to keep going around. Now that's more of a personal preference thing, but yeah.
I think I did it pretty good with 3 shade.
That's why you only won 2nd place all day.
Hi! The only reason I won 2nd place is because the guy in first was hand drawn.
No, you won 2nd place because me and Ben didn't enter, and you.
That's fair. Very, very good point, actually. Anyway.
Yes.
Anyhow.
So,
Yes.
anyone has anything else to say?
That is all.
I do. USC is the stamp of suckiness. It is the Razzie of a comic form. You go into a comic series and it says proud member to UCS or whatever they call it. Turn around, go back.
Leave,
Just
never
go
come
away.
back.
The
It's
ICC is the only
California of
stamp
the
that
comics
matters. The ICC is the only stamp that matters. Like
No.
All these other
NWI.
all these
NWI.
you guys don't even have like a logo.
Oh, watch it, buddy. Oh, no,
Yeah, we do.
Paolo.
Sure we do. It's all our masks.
Yeah, come on, dude.
We have our own mask. Thank you.
Anyway, in that case, that about wraps it up. That was-
UCS. It's like United Collection of Suck.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You see us doing terrible stuff. Like
Wow.
that's it.
Yeah, that about wraps up. That was the Comic Maker Spotlight. Go look at Prototype, critique it. Don't tell him about this. But yeah, that's Comic Maker Spotlight.
Awesome. Well,
I'm
this,
gonna
this
have to
episode
tell
has
him about
definitely
this.
been one of our longer ones, though not
Yes,
all this
but I
content
think-
will remain.
Yes, as long as the episode is, I think it was very good and alive
Yeah.
compared to some previous episodes recently.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of people. We had an awesome guest.
Hey, Heir, are you here to, like, sign off? At all?
Hey, anytime now.
Well, just copy and paste. You know, I guess as fun
Like
as
the
this has
LJ
been,
bot.
it's time. It's time to pull on the ropes. We've been doing this since. Man, it's been like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Wow, this is the
2.5.
longest episode we've done. Okay, about 2.5. But still, it's a very long episode.
30 minutes.
I'm glad we did
30
this.
minutes of this time was like we weren't even recording, and then.
Oh, true. But
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well, hope you all enjoyed. Please be sure to like, comment, rate, subscribe, and yeah.
And definitely encourage Heir of the Chronicler to get up and running and give him some requests and give him money, because I'm sure he didn't appreciate money.
Yes.
Indeed. All right.
Well, I'm messing up.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus, and with us was our guest, the one and only Heir of the Chronicler.
Yeah. And this is TTV, episode 45. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.
Fade out with the music.
Yes.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.